John, circus peanuts.
Ew, no. Get that the fuck out of here, Pennywise.
Okay.
At least give us some worthwhile candy, you prick.
Well, at least that mask is more comfortable than the Frankenstein mask.
Fair enough.
But anyway, hello and welcome to the final Cool Kids review of 2025. And tonight we'll be talking about the first season of the show based on Stephen King's coming-of-age horror epic of this epic, It. Welcome to Derry. And before we get started, as you can see from the intro, we are dedicating this review to the memory of the late great James Ransone, who played adult Eddie Kasprak in It Chapter 2. He was a great actor, and he will be missed. And like the intro says, just remember, if you are struggling with these thoughts, you are loved, you are not alone. And we put the number for the hotline in the intro, but I will also put it in the description. But with that being said, you know who we all are, you know the routine, and everybody mute yourselves because we'll be going topic by topic, but we'll still be doing freeform. So, first one is our thoughts, what's everyone's thoughts on the It movies? So I know it's for me, I've said this many times. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of It. I'm a huge fan of the novel. The 1990 It miniseries with Tim Curry was the first horror movie I ever watched. So I do have a bit of a personal connection to this story. I think I read the book when I was maybe 15. Love the book, one of Stephen King's best. And the movies, I do like the movies, although I do have some issues just as a fan of the source material. There are just some things I feel could have been a little handled better, especially in Chapter 2. But when they announced the show, I was beyond pumped, especially since each season was going to be based on one of the 27-year cycles. And just as a fan, that idea excited me a lot. Like how we were going back to the 60s, which means we're going to see the stuff like the Black Spot. I couldn't wait to see that adapted. How they had Dick Halloran in the show, and he was a big part of the book. And he had a cameo in the book. I was really excited for that. And Bill Skarsgård was coming back as Pennywise, and he was perfectly casted as that character. So, the minute episode 1 dropped, we were on Storm Nation. I'm like, all right, they're talking about wrestling. I'm watching season 1. I'm watching episode 1. So those are at least my expectations. As a fan of the book and the source material, this is one of my most anticipated things of the year. Fuck Stranger Things season 5, Pennywise all the way. But what about the rest of you guys?
For me, I was pretty excited. I loved the first movie. I didn't hate the second movie. When it first came out, I remember watching it and being like, I don't get the hate. It's had some weird editing stuff, but I didn't hate it Chapter 2. And I, when I first heard about this, I thought it was very exciting, although it kind of dwindled after a while because it's oh, we're making this. And then 5 years later, we finally got the actual show. So, I wish it didn't take so long. And so I was reasonably excited for this. Not like super incredibly excited because this was a post the Flash Andy Muschietti, so I was that was the one thing I was a bit iffy on, and some of the flaws of that movie kind of eke into this, but we'll get there when we get there. But for the most part, I was excited. I was excited for this, and I love the first one, but and only like the second one. But I don't think it's. Oh, I think it's kind of overhated. But yeah, I was excited. Definitely excited for this one.
Oh yeah. And Rome.
So the first time I was introduced to it or Pennywise was a Tim Curry TV movie. Not 90, I think it came out in 92 or early 90s, but I didn't really see it till I was a little bit older. 1990. So yeah, I didn't see it in 1990, but I saw it probably when I was like 10 years old or 11 years old. My fond memories of it was just Tim Curry and just being, with that intimidating voice, just really intimidating voice and just really having fun terrorizing these kids. But just his performance alone is what made that movie so great. So when they did Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, the remakes, I was a little mixed with Bill Skarsgård, but Chapter 1, that first movie is phenomenal. I think for me, I wasn't expecting that movie to be as good as it was or great as it was. As for Chapter 2, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was as bad as some people might think it was. I just it just put too much into the second movie. We could have split up to a third movie. My expectations for the show, I was excited for more Pennywise. Very curious to see, how you're going to keep the audience invested if you're going back in time with the 27-year cycle. But overall, I was happy to get more Pennywise when they announced Bill Skarsgård was coming back. So, yeah, that was my expectations. Just excited, but my expectation wasn't as high until I knew what I was getting.
Me, I got pretty hyped by the time it came out. I was it wasn't, too far on my radar because I wasn't sure what to expect at first, So, but I love it. I love the book, I really like the movies, I wasn't really worried about the post Flash Andy Muschietti because this is his element. This is hit movies. Like I didn't even mind Chapter 2. I liked Chapter 2. A lot of people didn't, but I still really like Chapter 2. So I don't see everybody's problem with it, so I figure he's back in his element here. So and sure enough, he delivered. So. But my expectations were pretty high by the end. I got pretty hyped by the time this came out. So I was ready for it. So, the idea were us finally getting the story of the black spot, the whole story, so, really nice.
I do. I am going to bounce off something that you said. I don't know what it is, but when Andy is doing it, like he's fine. But when it's other stuff like Mama or The Flash, he's
yeah, maybe he should stick to Stephen King adaptations. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say just stick to that, buddy.
Yeah,
I agree.
He was. I think he was gonna do Roadwork, which is one of the Bachman books, but I think that project got canceled, or at least it's on hold.
I wouldn't be surprised because the Bachman books are all very, very dark, and the ones that have been adapted, they kind of welched on the ending and kind of turned it into a happy ending. When the books, none of those books have a happy ending.
I want to say the Long Walk I want to say the adaptation of the Long Walk had a happy ending.
It was a lot happier than the book, though. In the book, the guy, spoiler, the book, the guy dies. It's pretty obvious that he dies. It doesn't say it outright, but it's pretty obvious that the guy he meets at the end is death. So, it's pretty obvious that he wins, then dies immediately. So, they're all pretty dark, it definitely, so. Not that they're bad movies at all. They're good movies. They, for what they were, they're good, So, but at the same time, So, but just saying, I mean, I'm not surprised that one got canceled.
But who knows? Maybe we'll see a second light soon. Because I mean, think about how long the Long Walk was in development hell for.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Maybe we'll get an adaptation of Rage.
In a million years.
You know what? I want to see. I want to see Rage adapted. I want to.
It'll
King
never
would never fucking allow it ever.
No.
Because I mean, it only took there were like 4 school shooters who came out and cited Rage as an inspiration, and he just like, no, fuck this, and that's why he won't even allow it to be published. So I mean, if you want a copy of Rage, I mean, dear Lord, it'll cost you $100-$200 easily.
Not mine. I got mine for $20.
Yeah, mine's in the Bachman books.
Yeah, that's what you see is the Bachman books. Yeah, exactly. Mostly what you see is the Bachman books.
Yeah, here it is. There it is. There's Rage.
Yep.
I still need to read a lot of King books, but I'm a very bad reader nowadays, so
Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can call me a sick fuck. Rage is fucking hilarious. That book is so funny. If you read it, you'll see why. So. But I'd say overall, like, our expectations were very, very positive. We were all excited. So let's get into the positives. So first one we need to get out of the way. Boom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård was peak Pennywise in this.
Oh yeah.
Like, he naturally slipped back into the clown shoes.
Jesus.
And I love, because I think my issue I had with some of the movies is how, like, some of them felt very kind of tame, and they showed a little bit of restraint. Like, since we have a show here, we're not getting that restraint. Like, we're seeing it in its full evil, psychotic glory, and you can tell, like, Bill is happy to be back playing this role.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But he also worked double because he did play Bob Gray as well, and they made more. From what I'm aware, and please tell me if I'm wrong, Devin, they made Bob Gray more of like an actual role here because he doesn't really have much of anything in the book. From what I know, was he even a real person?
I don't think
that was
so.
just a name. That was just a name that it just randomly used. Like, oh, I'm Bob Gray.
Yeah, we listened to an interview with Muschietti and Bill, and they both said that they had to come up with some stuff for Bob Gray. They had an idea when they were doing chapter 2, but they kind of want to flesh more of that on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, they actually went through with that, and I actually kind of like, from what we saw, I kind of like what they did with that, especially since we all know that how much of a master manipulator it can be, and it can take people away when they're at their most vulnerable, and that's what happened with Bob. Bob Gray was drunk, and he was depressed, and it, as the kid, just took advantage of that.
Yeah, from his dark moment.
Because that's what it is. It's a master manipulator. It's a puppet master, and the show nailed that aspect.
I do like the part where he was telling him, where the kid was telling Bob Gray, I can't find my parents, and he's like, yeah, me neither.
Dead.
And they're dead or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Bill Skarsgård was phenomenal. For me, I really liked. I mean, I wish they kind of stuck with this idea more, But I liked how they like the idea of who you think the 1960s losers club is going to be. They just all fucking immediately die in the first episode.
That was
Like all of them
perfect.
get
I
fucking
love
yeeted
that.
for Lily. But I wish they kind of stuck with that. But then you get like a new losers club, and well, yes, one of them eventually does die as well. I like how I do like how they kind of like did like a little bit of a bait and switch. I appreciate that. And then what else? The last 2 episodes I thought really saved the show for me. I thought like the last 2 episodes were phenomenal. And I mean the black spot fire, that was really fucking good. And what else? I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird that like I'm the only one speaking. But
I can jump in. I was going to say the cast itself, not Bill Skarsgård, but like Chris Chalkus-Holland, who I thought was phenomenal. He was. I want to see a spinoff with him when he goes to the hotel or something. Do something that's like a spinoff from the show with Holland, which was great. He was good. He was really good. Taylor Page, who played Charlotte, was really good. Joe Vaughn, who played Leroy Hanlon, was really good. It was just nice to see the adults get involved, not just the kids too. That's the other thing.
Right.
Like, and it's just the kids themselves. The kid who played Richie, I thought he was phenomenal. The kid who played Marge, the kid who played Lily, they all did a really good job. The kids I thought were phenomenal with their performances.
Yeah.
And the other thing I got to say is the writing. The writing itself, just building up to getting to the black spot into the final episode, and just paying off to so many things that I really, really love, especially when you see Richie having his Egon moment coming back to help and flipping off Pennywise. That's for me was a big.
That was one of the best parts of the show, moment. Easily.
Yeah, because there was like so much shit going on. Just that little moment was such a fuck yeah moment as a fan.
You know what? It was Dick Halloran was great. I mean him fucking with Pennywise. All I was thinking that whole time was, man, Danny Torrance would really fuck with Pennywise head, man. Jesus. If Dick Halloran could do that, because Danny's a hell of a lot more powerful than Dick, because I mean shit, Dick Halloran heard him from all the way across the fucking country and from Colorado to fucking Florida and shit. I mean, damn. But yeah, that was pretty badass. So, yeah.
Dicky, tricky, or tricky.
Yeah, exactly. And it just seemed to keep getting better. It just seemed to keep getting better toward, as we got toward the end. I mean, each episode.
I love this. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Face on face, just him eating the face. Face on face. Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Boy, have face on my face. Like I loved like Pennywise's dialogue. Like where is he? Oh, I am. Like the way he had that fucking grin. That when he said that was great. Like anytime Pennywise was on the screen, I was smiling.
Just the introduction when you finally see Pennywise in episode 5 of the very one, Matt, where he's pretending to be Maddie the entire time. And they try to give you this idea he really is alive, but you just kind of knew it can't be true. And just his introduction when he spins around to be Pennywise was really cool.
I loved the build-up.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people a lot of people like when people think of it, I mean, obviously it makes sense to associate it with the clown because the clown is the preferred form of it. Well, it is much more than the clown.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of showed you that in the first season, that especially when you see some stuff in 1908 where he was just taking up different forms of different things.
Mm-hmm. Because in the book, like some of the kids, like their first encounters with it isn't with Pennywise. Like because Ben
is the mummy.
Yeah, so Ben sees Pennywise and then Pennywise turns into the mummy. Eddie's the leper version of Pennywise. Mike sees the giant bird. Bill sees the picture of Georgie. Obviously, Ben's encounter is the bloody
Yeah.
sink.
Yeah.
Stan has the dead kids, and Richie sees the werewolf.
Yeah.
The other thing I gotta mention, can we talk spoilers real quick? Or mention spoilers?
I mean, I already mentioned a bunch of
discussion.
spoilers, so
All right, cool. Just to reveal when he pulls Marjorie away, you get that big reveal that that his motivation is to go after like the losers who killed him in chapter 2 and go after their parents or grandparents, prevent his death from happening. I thought that was a big like holy shit, mind like what the fuck, like holy crap, like I didn't see that coming.
yeah, it's like how he's like going backwards in time. I'm like, this makes no fucking sense, but that's okay.
I'll get into that when we get to like the mixed.
They said that he's not bound by time, bound by the rules.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
but that's a very hard concept to really execute properly.
Yeah, true.
Even like for Dr. Manhattan, that they did that. I would say like that was probably the closest in terms of someone not being bound by time. But even that had its own problems. It's a very, very hard thing to execute, especially when something is just kind of showcased at the very end of this show. So I get what they were doing, and it's still fine. But for me, it's a very hard idea to do. But I think they did reasonably okay, even though it was kind of confusing. But all the kids were good. I think for me, the Black Spot Fire, that was like really fucking good. And then what else was there? I think I liked, I mean, the thing is, a lot of the stuff was ruined for me because I was very behind. Like, I knew that Maddie was going to turn into Pennywise because that was, ruined. But that was still like a good like kind of twist of it all, like because you knew that like something was probably going to be up with this guy. It's like, oh, he escaped. Like, that's kind of suspicious, and I like how they did that. I liked how they had the whole thing of like the whole setup when they go into the sewers. Like he's like Lee sees his wife, and then it's like when he sees his son. Like that was very well set up. Like you knew it was coming, but it was still set up well. Too bad to Rudy Mancuso.
Talk about Pennywise really knowing how to like mess you up, going after a guy who's supposed to not be afraid of anything. Found a way to scare the shit out of him by fucking with his mind. At first, like that was just shows you just how good he is at being a master manipulator.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, it's a master manipulator. It knows how to prey on the most vulnerable, or preys on people that it can easily manipulate people that have evil in their heart. That's why it's able to manipulate Henry Bowers so much. I think, and I think something else I do appreciate with these movies. I'm like, sure, there are certain forms I would have liked to have seen, but I can understand why Andy chose to like change some of the forms it takes because if we're dealing with the 80s, not a lot of people find the creature from the Black Lagoon or scary.
Right.
So that's why I do appreciate like some of like the new forms they do come up with, like it turning and basically being Pickle Rick.
That was pretty pretty funny.
Yep.
The other thing I say, like I was surprised we got a lot of like birth the first 2 episodes, like just the birth thing. The first, giving birth.
Yeah, that was definitely that's quite the thing to really have in your first episode to really reel you in. And I'm like, oh, and I was eating when I watched that for the first time. I'm like, oh, okay. I was eating like chicken parmesan and pasta, so it was like covered in like red sauce. So I was just like, oh yeah, that's great.
The minute I saw that scene, like, yep, look, give me more. Let's go. I'm ready. Bring it on.
Yeah. Just to see how bad it was for Ted and Phil in the beginning of that episode with Susie. They didn't even stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was really, especially seeing how fucked up, Pennywise did to Teddy, which I was like, whoa, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
that first episode really left you like wanting to make very clear there's no boundaries.
like they're not going to hold back
Yeah.
because we don't have a movie here. We got a show.
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of limitations with that. You can kind of have a little bit more creative freedom.
I also like the Ingrid Kirsch character. We got more about her in this as well. With her being Bob Gray's daughter and stuff like that. So I'm very curious to see how that character. We see a little more of her in 1960s in season 2. I mean, not 60s, 1930s.
Right.
It took her 27 years to realize that's not her father after she just set everything up.
I'll get into that later.
Yeah, I thought she was okay, but I felt like more fan service because a lot of people like myself kind of picked up. Is she Bob Gray's daughter? Is she the other clown that was kind of shown in the beginning with the flashbacks?
I know because and Mark will agree. Like Mrs. Kirch saying, like, "Oh yeah, Pennywise, that's my father." That was in the book. Like,
yeah.
He shot me out of his anus.
Yeah. And you know what they say about shitting people out of your anus?
I don't know. What do they say, Mark?
Everyone in Derry is shit out of their anus.
I mean, pretty much. But Mark, is there anything else you want to say? Because I noticed you've been like a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I mean, the Easter eggs I really enjoyed. I mean, the kids were great. The dynamics between all the kids were great.
Yep.
They had some. Oh God, what's her name? Margie, the girl with the glasses, who was she had the best character development of all. I mean,
I
agree.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I really like Lily. I keep wanting to call her Luna Lovegood. She's like the crazy one, but I mean Lily. I really like Lily. I mean, she was
definitely one of the best ones out of all of them.
Yeah, she was the one I kind of identified with most, really. But I mean, all the kids were really great, So
that poor kid was dramatized and screaming every episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And poor Margie and that little kid who sacrificed himself to save her.
Richie.
Richie.
God, yeah. Richie was a standout too.
Yeah, geez. I mean, you got to wonder. Well, I guess we'll get to it later. But I mean,
yeah.
It was interesting that they brought. You knew they were going to bring in the original cast. It was nice to see Beverly at the end. We got to see Beverly. But it was you knew they were going to bring it in somehow. But them doing it the way they did, of course, with Beverly in, that was perfect. But also with Margie actually being Richie's mother. So that's very interesting. I love the look of Pennywise at the end, with the last episode or two, how he's just covered with blood, like basically from the mouth down.
Yeah.
The whole time. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. He's, jeez. This was here.
I thought he was on a whole nother level once he learned the cage was open.
The reveal of him in episode 6 when he first. Oh my God, that was brilliant.
5, yeah.
5. Sorry, 5.
Right,
At the very end of 5. Yeah, I mean, geez. I mean, yeah.
I just love how like from the ending of episode 7 to like episode 8, you could tell Pennywise was just really fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get some rest. Like, okay, looks like I gotta kill more people. All right. Like, just that whole like opening scene in episode 1, and like episode 8 in the school, like he's using the principal as like as a
that was crazy.
Hiya, kiddos.
That was great.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård's such a tall guy. Like you really saw just how tall he really is.
Yeah.
And I also loved how he was playing a fucking tuba. That was great. And that's something I really do appreciate so much about Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. Is, don't get me wrong, Tim Curry is classic. He is, and the original, it was my very first horror movie. Even when I was 5, I never found Tim Curry scary. Whereas I feel like Skarsgård is the perfect balance of scary and silly. At least that's how I feel, because I mean in the book, because you 9 times out of 10 the Stephen King books are always more fucked up than the movies.
Right.
Because in the book, like, Pennywise isn't really silly. He's just, outside of when he the opening with Georgie, Pennywise is just scary the whole way through. Whereas with here, there's the perfect juxtaposition of silly and scary. And I think Skarsgård nailed that. What would you guys say?
I think he definitely had some more he had some more moments of like funny terror, like when he's like when it's in the last episode and he's like skipping to the deadwood tree. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And the things you noticed where it was like, do I have face on my face? Like that's to me, it's like like you're like laughing, but like you're also like really creeped out about what's going on. So I feel like he really nailed that. Definitely.
Yeah, he had a lot, like you said, John. He had a lot of more opportunities to be more funny. I like the stuff with him and Shaw, General Shaw, where now he's back from his trick with Dick, and then kind of realized who Shaw is, and that he was that kid that got away.
I never forget a smell.
So really good.
It becomes the friggin' skeleton man from the beginning, and it's just like when Shaw was a kid, it's like that fear instantly came back.
Yep. Like that was such a great moment too, because you at that point you knew Shaw was just bad. He's responsible for like letting him out, so he got what he deserved.
Like this dude really thought he could control that.
I mean, that's an old Stephen King trope that he's always having the military doing stupid things. They can control things they can't. The Stand, The Mist.
What I did like about that, it definitely, what I really liked about that was that it reminded me of like the old school 1950s sci-fi movies where it was like you have like all the people trying to stop it, but then you have the one dumbass mad scientist who wants to use the creature for his own nefarious purposes and all that shit. Like in the Thing from Another World where you have the man, we need to learn from it, and then he immediately fucking dies because he's an idiot. Like I like how they kind of like just it takes place in the 60s, so it like kind of works using that trope. But what's so interesting about it's for militaristic reasons rather than like studying it, I guess. So I like how they kind of flipped it on its head, but also paid homage to it, and I really appreciated that. We're like how, and plus James Remar is always great. Like no matter what, he always brings his A game. But it's so funny because I watch the last TV show I watched was Dexter Resurrection. I finally caught up on that, seeing him in that being a good guy, and then him being a dickhead here. I thought it shows his range, and I really appreciated that.
Absolutely.
Another thing I'm going to agree with Mark is definitely the Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I loved how one of the first kids that to die, like in that original Losers Club, Teddy. What was his last name?
He was the uncle of what would be the uncle of Stan. Yeah.
Yep, he was the uncle of Stan. and I do, and I thought it was kind of because when they brought up, who was like, I don't know if you remember Mark, but who was like the one like Nazi that like that did like the whole thing with like the skin of like the victims of the Holocaust?
Oh, geez. You mean from that pupil or no? Oh, geez, I can't even think. Oh, geez. Oh, God. I forget. It was the commandant's wife, the wife of the commandant of one of the places. Might have been. No, I don't think it was Auschwitz. I don't think it was the wife of the commandant of Auschwitz. I forget who it was.
Oh, it was Elsa Coach or Elsa Koch.
Yeah,
Bishop
yeah.
Buchenwald.
Yeah.
Buchenwald. So we got a World War II reference.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, an Ed Gein reference.
And I like how in the opening in that first episode, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I like to think it was. That's my headcanon. How, if you remember, many years ago, there was a Family Guy joke where they were like, "All right, King, what do you have for us?" He's like, I have so there's this thing, and it's a lamp. It's an evil lamp. Ooh, evil lamp. And he's like, "All right, just give it to me by Monday." He's like, "I got you." And then I like how in the first episode, what do we get?
A lamp monster.
An evil lamp.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that was intentional, but I want to think it was because that's too funny for it not to be.
I want that. I want that to be intentional.
I think it was intentional.
Oh my god! Hey, this will make a neat story. Done.
Oh, one more positive I wanted to mention. The way the Native Americans were included was
Yes.
very nice.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great addition.
And I love that all
origin story.
Since you've been containing him this whole fucking time.
Yeah, that's another good surprise.
And I love all the nods. I love all the nods to Maturin the turtle.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But I just hate how they keep cock teasing us. That's all. It's just like, give us the fucking turtle. We want the turtle. We can handle the turtle, Andy. Give us the goddamn turtle. Anyway, but I really wish that the thing in the last episode that they give Dick in order for him to like clear his mind to find the dagger. I really wish they name dropped Ritual of Chud, but I understand that they couldn't, but it could have been nice.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I also liked what was it? It was Pennywise's like his final words like in the last episode. Rough crowd.
No, lively crowd.
Oh, lively crowd.
I literally just watched it, so you can't. I just finished watching, so you can't get a one by on me.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the whole series again before this review, but Christmas.
Fucking Christmas.
But any more positives we want to mention?
I don't think so.
I think that we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into our mixed. And the one mix I do want to bring up is the idea of that it knows the kids kill him and that he's going back in time to kill their relatives. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's definitely a weird idea that I don't 100% buy. But, I also don't like the idea of, like, Pennywise will always come back kind of thing. Like, like him dying was just a rebirth, or, like, I get birthed again. I'm like, just fucking kill the guy. Like, just don't have him like, oh, he keeps coming back. And it's like, his timeline is reversed. It's just a little bit too complicated. Like, especially when you're kind of throwing it in the last like 10 minutes of the season, and it probably won't be mentioned again. So, because they're going backwards.
Right.
So I just wish like they didn't have that part. I kind of agree with that. I get what they're trying to do, but it just, again, I already mentioned this, but the execution was a little dodgy. I also felt that another thing that's mixed to me. For me, I think the first 2 or 3 episodes had really good build-up. The last 2 episodes had really good payoff. I feel like episodes 4 to 6, it was really, really fucking slow. Like, I don't want to say excruciating, but I feel like this could have been a 6-episode series, maybe 7. I feel like they could have made it a little bit smaller, because I feel like a lot of it was like, all right, come on, let's kind of get through this. I kind of just want to let's get there, because I keep hearing like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. So I'm kind of like waiting, like, okay, let's like kind of get through it. So those middle 3 episodes were kind of like not bad. They were like more hit and miss. They had some really good moments, but for the most part were like kind of I think that so the pacing could have been a lot better, editing better. But yeah, in terms of mix, I think that's all I have, if I remember correctly. But yeah.
So the issue I have with the whole time travel element is that it gives it a motive.
Yeah.
And like, because the only time because its whole thing is like every 27 years, it gets out, it feeds. And the only time like it had the need for revenge was when the losers were adults, because they came back, they bested it, and so it wants to kill them. That's the only time where I felt like that's the only time where it felt the need for revenge, because before it encountered the Losers Club, this was the first time like it itself felt fear. So if we're just gonna have it constantly be defeated over and over by the relatives of the losers, I think that kind of cheapens it. So that's where I could do kind of agree, John. They probably should have ended it at the black spot, because that was what caused it to go back to sleep, because it gets brought back from like a disastrous event, and then it gets put away because of a disastrous event.
I don't hate the 8th episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. But I feel like I still think it was a really good episode. It just, I feel like the last like couple of like the last 10 minutes where it like tries to introduce this whole aspect could have been done away with.
Kind of like a throwaway scene, because that's kind of, you can like,
yeah.
It just raised a lot of questions the whole time thing, because I don't know how much of it's in the book about Pennywise and time and back in time and all those other stuff. It sees things differently, but it got me a lot of questions, because at the end of episode 8, you got Charlotte, Leroy, you got the Hanlons still, together. Now they're ready for Pennywise for the next 27, waiting for the next 27 years. You got Marge talking to Lily about how she has a son named Richie and how he kills Pennywise, and 27 years later. So I don't know if he just altered time and became another multiverse. It just became like a whole thing of like a lot of questions came up of what exactly is going on here.
Yeah. Also, the black spot is technically different than what was previously established in the movies, because you see Ben go through the history book and you see the black spot, and it looks like it's in town, like it was like a specific black only bar in town. But then in this, it shows it's like way far away and like way off the military base, and it's like a little like hangar, essentially a little storage facility, which like it's an interesting idea, but like I don't know. I'm a stickler for continuity sometimes. So like having
definitely some plot holes.
So it's a little bit of a plot hole, a little bit. as well as stuff with Bob Gray in It Chapter 2, how it looks like almost like Pennywise possessed him in It Chapter 2, and he like goes crazy and then slowly becomes Pennywise. But here it's just like, oh, he just killed him and took his form.
Right.
I mean, that actually makes more sense because that's what he does, though. I mean,
no, that makes more sense. It's just like it didn't make sense in It Chapter 2 is what I'm saying, because it looks like he went crazy. And I don't know if that was part of a dream. It's been a while since I've seen It Chapter 2, so I don't know if that was like a dream sequence or whatever, or just a hallucination. But I like the way it was here.
I'm pretty sure that was just Pennywise messing with Bev.
Okay.
Like that whole sequence.
Because I remember like he was cutting the fingernails into his face, and then he makes it into his makeup. So I thought like that was like actually him like showcasing in the past, but I could be wrong on that.
I mean, I saw what they were trying to do with the time travel thing, but I mean, it definitely makes for some plot holes that you could drive a Mack truck through. Like if Richie's mother had encountered Pennywise before, why the hell didn't she warn Richie? But other people have pointed out, to be fair, well, maybe she did in a way because that's why he's scared of clowns. Maybe she gave him a fear of clowns because of that, to get him to stay away from.
That's a good point.
Pennywise. And also, I do think my personal headcanon, because it makes me make sense of things, you could accept this too. I also think that, like, even if you don't leave Derry, there are certain memories that kind of get washed away with time during the 27 years. Like, almost like people get complacent. But also, I think it's like Pennywise has a bit of like puppetry over the town, where it's like he causes them to kind of forget. Like, yeah, sure, you remember stuff, but like you don't remember how bad it was or how over exaggerated it was, because that's how he keeps people like in line, satisfied. So when kids go missing every 27 years, people are not. They don't really. Like, and it adds to the idea of like people are in on it in Derry. Like, people are in on the idea of it being kind of a weird, fucked up town. So I think that with the Pennywise, like, he makes people like kind of complacent in a way, and also makes people kind of forget during those 27 years.
I mean, so but why did Mike remember though? Because Mike
exactly. Because
my answer, I was going to say the same thing, Mike. Why did Mike remember everything?
Because I thought about that. Because, I mean, you forget when you're adults, but it's not so much you forget when you're adults, so much as you forget when you move away from town.
Right.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Mike never left. He remembered everything. Mm-hmm. And the book also established that there are adults in Derry that are aware of the cycle, that are aware of it. And Mike's dad was one of them.
Right. That's the other thing, too.
Says Mike's dad saw the bird at the Black Spot fire.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, I did like how like he did have the wings and the feet of a bird, but I would have liked to have seen the giant bird.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like a proper headcanon. Maybe like, there is trauma, there is repressed memories, so maybe she just kind of bottled it up and just didn't think about it. Maybe like there's that too.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just trying to think of things to like, to make it make sense.
I like the idea that she prepared him by giving him that fear of clowns.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
Yeah.
As for Leroy, like, we don't know what else has happened in those 27 years. We know Mike Will passes away. We know Charlotte at some point's not there anymore. So my other thing was like, we didn't get enough death, like not enough main character getting killed off. Like, I was expecting more characters getting killed off in episode 8.
That's fair.
Well, to answer the question about Mike's parents, like in the movies, they die in a fire. When Mike was really young, that's why he was taken by his grandpa.
I remember reading somewhere that in the book they just like died of cancer or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike's dad just dies of cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I got the mistaken impression from the movies that they died in the black spot fire. So that's
That's
why
what I thought
That's what I thought
initially.
too.
Yeah.
But
But no, it turned out it was like a house fire.
Yeah, it was like they blamed them.
My
Well,
maybe that could have been like
fire
a
some kind of
revenge thing from
industrial
Pennywise.
accident, or some kind of
Yeah.
industrial accident or something. I don't know. I mean,
Something like that.
it looked like some kind of. It reminded me honestly of this fire we had in Hamlet when I was in high school at this factory called Imperial Foods, where they made chicken nuggets, and they locked the exit doors. The owners of the place locked the exit doors to prevent theft. So the fire exit doors. So when this fire started, people were trapped inside, and like 2 dozen people died. Yeah, exactly. The owners actually went to prison.
Jeez.
They got like a hand slap compared to what they should have gotten. Yeah,
that doesn't
big national.
that doesn't surprise me at all, man.
Yeah, look up Imperial Food Fire. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. That's what I was picturing. So, but I thought that was supposed to be the black spot. But I mean, it's like.
Yeah, I thought it was like changed, but
Although
yeah, they still made it.
Yeah, that would have been 27 years before. So
yeah, the timeline doesn't match up.
Exactly.
But I found it still to be interesting because you could make the idea, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Again, this is maybe just me making excuses, but like maybe since like Pennywise saw that Will escaped the black spot fire, maybe him like killing his parents in a fire is like kind of like you had this coming. Like, I'm gonna kill you now, and like maybe he like orchestrates stuff while he's asleep. I don't know, but like that could be like kind of an interesting thing.
I don't know. Like I do wish they didn't kill off Mike's parents because Mark, I don't agree or disagree. Of all the losers, would you say Mike probably had like the most stable like parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Bev's
didn't like
dad was abusive.
Chapter 2 was that I didn't like that Mike was kind of almost a junkie, like loser, like a real as an adult in chapter 2. Because I mean, in the book, he's like a librarian or something, dude. I mean, Jesus. I mean,
he's the librarian.
Yeah, exactly. He's a librarian. He's like a respectable guy. Everybody loves him. So I mean,
but the other thing is, his parents just moved to Derry, so they weren't affected right away. Over time, you saw the effects that Pennywise was putting on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the book, because I don't know, like that's one of my biggest frustrations with the movies, and especially with the Fukunaga scripts, of how they took Mike's character and they just stripped it away.
Yeah.
Because Fukunaga doesn't know. Because Cary Fukunaga is a fucking idiot.
I would say there's a lot of aspects of his script I think would have been really interesting to see in the movie.
Neil Dembro, but he doesn't stutter. Bullshit.
That was dumb, but I liked the entire climax was way better in the script. At least that first script. I never read the second script. I heard that was worse, but
our second script is garbage.
But I liked a lot of the aspects in that first script. I feel like he pushed a lot of boundaries that could have been better in the It movie we got. So I wish we could kind of got those, but even then, I still thought it was, I liked the movie. I still love the movie, and I really liked but I really liked those really good aspects in that first script that Fukunaga did.
Yeah, because that's how I feel. Like, because like, even though like I'm kind of mixed on chapter 2, like, because the stuff I don't like, I really don't like. But the stuff that's good is so fucking good. And one of the few changes I actually welcomed was I like how they had Mike be a part of the final fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I do wish they didn't cut out the scene with adult Mike interacting with Pennywise, because I think there was a part where he visits like the burn site of his parents.
There's a little scene of that or something that you see how they directed, but they never made it to the final cut.
Yeah, they cut it out.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll get in that super cut if that ever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the last time Andy Muschietti promised a director's cut, it didn't happen because he said we were supposed to get a director's cut in 2018, and that never happened.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm. But then in the 2019, he's like, "Oh, after chapter 2, he's like, oh yeah, I want to do the super cut." I mean, I would like that.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's not Quentin Tarantino. So, I mean, Quentin Tarantino was able to do that with Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
But at the same time, he had 2 successful movies. He's coming off a really successful TV series. So they just might, maybe they'll do it as a special event or something.
I mean, I think Welcome to Derry is like their highest thing on HBO Max, or in the top 2, 3. It broke a lot of viewership records.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think right now they're just kind of focused on getting their shit sorted out with whoever the fuck is going to buy Warner Brothers. So, we're still the company right now. But, I mean,
oh, and another mix I had, and I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. It's kind of my thing. But the one other thing I am kind of mixed on was kind of like what they did with Ingrid, with Mrs. Kirsch. It's interesting they made her a character, but at the same time, like, it took you that long to realize that's not your dad.
People are blinded by a lot of stuff.
And it's Pennywise. We've seen what he did with Henry Bauer, so I can see how she could believe him.
He's munching on their it's munching on a fucking dude's head like a melon. She's like, "Daddy!" And I did like
that was a super awkward moment between the two of them.
Yeah, she's hugging him, and fucking Pennywise is like, like, love. But is there any other like mixed things you guys had?
No, I only have one major negative.
Not really. I kind of only one as well.
Oh, I got a major negative too. So should we get to that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So the negatives, and I got a full screen myself here. Okay. Andy, you're probably not watching, but come here. We need to have a talk. We gotta have a talk. Please, for the love of God, get a new studio to do your fucking VFX. The CGI in this show is so fucking bad. It's not Flash. Like, it's getting close to Flash level awful, but it's just as bad as the CGI in Chapter 2. Like a lot of like the effects here look so bad, like with a lot of the creatures, like the ghost kids.
Oh, the ghost kids especially.
It looked like something out of Scooby-Doo.
That was bad. Like, pretty much, I didn't mind the more ethereal effects with Pennywise. I think it worked there, like when he like opens his jaw and all that. I think that's fine. When the CGI looks weird, I think it makes sense for that. But for me, like everything else, when it's not Penny, like again, the fucking thing in the cemetery was bad. Right. When the
skeleton man.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad too.
A baby.
Then when the March of Kids, when he's going to the fucking frozen lake, all that shit, and it's just it is just not fucking good.
I mean, the pickle Pennywise, whatever his name was, actually looked really.
That was a pretty mixed. That was mixed. I was mixing that too.
Yeah. I was a little mixed on that. I think sometimes it looked okay, sometimes it didn't, but But for the most part, I think the CGI, when it's not Pennywise, was just not very good, and it was very noticeable. And and I think this is not a negative for the show. I think a bit of the overhype kind of killed it for me a little bit, because everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing," and it was good. But like, I'm not gonna act like it was like the greatest thing ever. But the last 2 episodes definitely saved it for me. But I think the biggest negative is that CGI, which is just. I get it's a TV show; they don't have a lot of budget, but even then, guys, come on.
It doesn't even look good in his movies. It looked okay. It looked okay in chapter 1.
I think you have more time in chapter 1 or chapter 2, and they just wanted it out right away or as soon as possible.
Yeah, you can tell chapter 2 CGI was a little rushed. Yeah. Like especially especially the de-aging CGI like on the kids in those movies. I mean, obviously we talk about how bad Finn Wolfhard looks, but I think one of the worst ones was Ben. Because you could tell they just added CGI all that weight back on him and then just threw like a really crappy wig on him. Like it looked so bad. Like the Mrs. Kirsch monster. I share the story all the time, but when I saw chapter 2 in theaters and that thing came on screen, I laughed so hard. And people looked at me like I was nuts.
I mean, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me then. It still don't bother me now. I thought weird and creepy, but that's just me. But I mean, the CGI was just more mixed for me than negative, really. So I mean, because I didn't mind. I thought sometimes it looked good. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, the ghost kids, yeah, that looked kind of like Scooby Doo. Yeah, that did. But I mean, so, but you know, overall, I didn't think it was that bad. So I mean, certainly wasn't Flash levels of bad. I mean, Flash was just epically bad CGI.
Flash CGI was inexcusable.
No, yeah,
Chill, guys.
No, that's bullshit. So it did a job on CGI, so it would okay. I mean,
what was it? What was it I said in our Flash review? The Flash's CGI is so bad it makes Thor: Love and Thunder look like a James Cameron movie.
Let's not get crazy here.
I mean, am I wrong?
Shit and Blunder is still a worse movie. Far worse.
I'm talking CGI, like in terms of. I'm saying in terms of VFX wise.
I guess.
I mean, as a worse movie, absolutely, but CGI, much worse.
I don't know. It's not that much worse because I mean, Flash is pretty fucking bad. Jesus Christ, there's no excuse for how bad that movie is. I can't think of a single good thing to say about that goddamn movie.
We really need Jay here to flush a toilet right now.
But anyway, let's moving on back to it. Welcome to Derry, though. I mean, I think we all agree the CGI was lacking. So, I mean, that was
it was.
I can excuse it because for me, it was. I know it's a TV show. You know, I mean, back in the day, TV. I mean, look at the original It series. It didn't exactly get a huge budget. You know, and it's not exactly like it got a cinematic budget for that movie. You know,
right.
So, I mean,
yeah, the spider.
Yeah, the spider. Oh dear God, yeah.
Yep.
Like spiders, a giant legion of spiders. That was classic. Trying to think, like, what are some other other negatives besides the CGI? Because the CGI was definitely the big one for me.
I don't really have a ton of like really bad things to say about it. Like, I think that's like that was the thing that was bad. That was bad. Like, everything else was like kind of mixed. Like, as I said, the pacing, the editing, some of the writing, maybe some of the acting, some of the characters felt superfluous. But I don't think there's anything super negative for me outside of the CGI. Again, that's just for me. So
I would say so too. I don't know like Margaret or Rome. Would you guys agree with that or
with what now?
What was it again?
Like in terms of negatives, because like John and I were saying, like we can't really think of a lot of them, but I'd say the big one was the big. We agree the big one was definitely CGI.
Yeah,
CGI.
Yeah.
My only thing was just not enough kills. I was hoping for more death, especially with the main cast.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was it.
It's fair. Probably should have been more of the main cast. Yeah, but I mean, because I really thought at least one or maybe both of Will's parents, were going to die.
I thought Charlotte was going to die.
Hamlin for dead meat, for sure. I mean, yeah. But I mean, you knew Dick Halloran couldn't die, because that would have created a contradiction, because he had to live shining, but I mean,
he had to live so he could die later. Well, not in book form, but
yeah, exactly.
Stanley Kubrick hates black people, apparently.
How much trouble could a hotel be?
Well,
you'll find out.
Oh, you'll find out. You'll find, and you'll learn the hard way. Are we ready for final verdict?
Sure.
All right, so final verdicts. I will say, for me, as a huge, fanatic, of the source material, outside of like the CGI and some other elements, I was very, very satisfied with season 1. This gave me a lot of what I wanted to see in the movies, and I would say, like, from the acting to a lot of the scares, the elements we did get from the book, I was highly, highly satisfied. It was scary. It was a lot of fun. And will I be watching season 2? Absolutely. And since we're going to be going into the 30s, the next big event is going to be the Bradley Gang Massacre, and I cannot wait to see how they adapt it. So I thought Welcome to Derry season 1 was great. As a fan of it, I was not disappointed.
For me, I thought overall, I thought it was very good. I don't think it's better than the movie. I think it's probably it's maybe on the level of like It Chapter 2, maybe a little bit better than the miniseries, in terms of like how I would rank like it adaptations. But overall, I thought it was very good. I thought like acting was good, or the overall story was good. Themes and ideas in terms of like racial stuff was, I think, handled very well. I thought some CGI was okay, but I feel like this show could have been maybe 6 episodes and it would have been more concrete. It would have been the pacing would have been better, because I felt the pacing was not great. And then I felt that the stuff with the timeline stuff and time travel stuff is very confusing, and I think they didn't have to do that at all. And then most of the CGI was pretty bad. But for the most part, I did enjoy it. It has its flaws, has its problems. I don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think it was overall very good. And I'm glad I watched it. Will I be watching season 2? Yes, it's not greenlit just yet, but if they are going to give this a season 2, I will gladly be watching it.
So I give this, it definitely surpassed my expectations. Like I said, I was excited for it, but I didn't know what I was going to get. I loved every moment of every episode. I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get enough of the mystery, some of the reveals. As we talked, it was the CGI that was wonky. And just not enough of the main cast getting killed. I think that was my only complaint, was the fact the writers was very safe at the end, where they didn't want to kill more characters, because it's Pennywise. You're doing a prequel, but overall, it's a good show. I can't wait for season 2.
And once again, the old man gets the last word. Well, of course I'm going to be watching season 2. So, because this was fantastic for me. I really enjoyed it. I had a whole lot of fun with it. Look forward to it every single week, So, and just had a real blast watching it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was all you could have asked for. You know, I mean, it had great, interesting characters. I love some of the new creatures that come with Skeleton Man. I mean, I even have the damn Funko Pop. I mean, that was, I mean, for it. But I mean, so yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, you had peak and Bill Skarsgård just going out all out peak Pennywise. I mean, geez, he I think he probably did a better job as Pennywise here, even better job here than he did in the movies. You know, so I mean, yeah, so yeah, I'm down for season 2. Yeah, give me. I didn't even know they were doing another one. I didn't know if they were. This was just going to be it, or they were just going to keep going backwards in time. And geez, I'm already ready for the big fire. You know, at the Ironworks or whatever it was.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that. That's going to be so awesome.
Yes, I can't wait for that. Geez, the big dragon. I'm so down for that.
They already alluded to that in the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say that intro is too long, but again, as a fan of the book, I loved all the references.
The intro grew on me. All right, I thought the song.
Yeah, I will say it was a bit long, but it was still good. Like I still like the degeneracy of it. Like it just like keeps getting more and more fucked up, and then the little girl's voice gets more and more distorted. I thought that was good. I like that a lot.
I mean, Pennywise. I hope to God I see Pennywise with a shotgun, because that wasn't the book. Because he did participate in the shootout, so I cannot wait to see how they handle that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, I just wonder, are we going to see the kid versions of the Native American woman and the general?
Yeah, I'm wondering too.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, I mean, if you do, then they're going to look a lot older, because I mean, by the time they get around to filming it, I mean, unless they're filming it right away. I mean,
Andy, please don't digitally de-age again, please.
Yeah. Just recast. I'd rather just recast.
I mean, he didn't do that for Kirsch, because like the younger self, it just like she just didn't have makeup on, and they just made her look older. So yeah, I mean, they could do that. By the way, rest in peace to the older Mrs. Kirsch that was in It Chapter 2 in this, because she passed away earlier this year, I think in June, and this was her final role.
John, they actually casted a young Mrs. Kirsch for the
yeah.
Yeah, that was good casting for young Mrs. Kirsch. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder, like at the end, is that actually an older Mrs. Kirsch, or you think that's just it?
No, I think it's the older Mrs. Kirsch. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Bev met with the older Mrs. Kirsch anyway. So
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, she was. I still really love her performance in this It Chapter 2. I mean, she was creepy as hell. I mean, about CGI, but she herself was creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, she was creepy as hell, but it's just the form that they went with just looked so goddamn dumb.
That's fine. I mean, maybe they should have gone with. I mean, maybe they should have gone with just her father again. I mean, so.
I would have liked maybe just like a zombie or something.
Or just her father. I mean, have her turn into her father again. I mean, shit. Morph into her father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, either that or hell, if say what told you about Ari Aster, if he taught us anything, naked old people are scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Just have it be a naked old woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But overall, do we recommend it? Welcome to Derry Season 1? We all give it a very enthusiastic red balloons out of 10.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Indubitably.
But so yes, this is the final review of 2025. Because next week it's time to start the trilogy streams. And stay tuned for our worst movies of 2025 stream, and that will be hosted by the birthday boy, Rob. Also,
Nice.
Rob, if you're watching this, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Robs.
Happy birthday, Robs. Happy birthday,
Robert.
Young Robert.
Birthday times. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Pennywise should give him a balloon for his birthday. Like, hi, Robert, I hear it's your birthday. Have a red balloon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want a balloon. Too bad. But yep, the trilogy streams are upon us. So, to any new subscribers, thank you to subscribing to our crazy little family. And we hope you are along for the ride next year. And rest in peace, James Ranzone. And we will be putting the suicide hotline in the suicide prevention hotline in we'll put it in the description. We'll also put it in the comments. Like, we'll pin it. You know, if you're ever in crisis, you know, there's that number. But subscribe to the channel. Support your local theaters by watching good movies. And always remember, you know what they say about Derry? No one who dies here ever really dies.
Once again, we have brought light into the world. You're welcome.